Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't sure in the end what the score was, what the deficit was. We finished so poorly. I think unfortunately at the moment we're not playing to a standard that we expect. You'll get a lot of players at the moment that are down on form. Too many for us to stand up when it counts. And I think that was the difference tonight. I thought maybe we're in it to three-quarter time, and then to drop away like we did, it was really disappointing. Really disappointing.
You talked about the effort being there, and tonight for three quarters it was again. Contested possession and tackles were there for three quarters. Skills tonight, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Form? Is it just basically the skill level?
Yeah, our skills, our decision making. We started well in that space, and then for whatever reason went away from it. I didn't feel like the pressure went up at all. We just started making some really poor decisions, which fueled our opposition, gave them field position, turned the ball over in some really, really dangerous areas, and it's uncharacteristic for us. It's been a strength of ours now for a number of years. So, and I think that comes back to a number of us just aren't quite where we need to be at the moment, and that's exposing us.
Seems like the confidence is quite low, and that's
Yeah.
leading to skill. How do you go about trying to fix that?
Yeah, and that's the most frustrating part. I'm not talking from a coaching point of view. I'm talking from a club point of view. We're frustrated at the moment. We're we're doing small things right and getting things, and then we're letting ourselves down. How do we fix that? That's what we'll go through in the next 24, 48 hours. We have a short break in to gather around, and we come up against another huge challenge. And so we've got to find a way to get out of this this form we're in.
You've got less than 30 inside 50s for three-quarter time, but your last year's top scoring team, where is it falling down? Is it the forwards not letting up in the right spot? Is it where's the breaking down?
It's a combination. It's definitely not one area that's letting us down at the moment. Although, we are struggling to score. It's interesting. Take the first round out of the year. It's a low-scoring slog, but we will be judged on that, and we should be. But if you look at tonight, it was, as you mentioned, it was a battle. Neither team was scoring necessarily heavily. We had our opportunities, didn't take them, and then I'd probably look more at the lack of sort of cohesion we have at the moment, which is something that we have had at a high level over the last couple of years. We've had each other's back. We've known exactly where we're at, and at the moment it's just not clicking for us. We are working through that. It's things we're doing at training. We're not, this is not new. We're not sitting here tonight saying, well, that came from nowhere. Unfortunately, it's now been a couple of weeks in a row that we've been off in that area of executing with the ball in hand and making the right decision when we have to.
There's so much buzz about the Crows heading into the season. How do you assess things now at 0-3 and already things?
It's still early. It's still early in the season. There are some very, very good sides that are sitting at a similar record. So by no means are we dropping our bundle, but at the moment we're incredibly frustrated with where we're at. So we'll sit down as a group and we'll nut through it. We'll find out, how do we find that form? How do we bring that connection back? How do we believe in ourselves again? I don't think we've lost belief at all, but confidence is an amazing thing in footy. When momentum's with you, you can really ride that. At the moment, we don't have that. We've got to find a way to get it.
How did you rate your forwards in a big forward connection? Last time Taylor was a different story, but 9 goals and tonight didn't kick one. But,
Yeah.
how did you rate that mid forward connection and your forward line?
Yeah, probably the area tonight that was disappointing. We're not quite getting that done, and that's a couple of weeks in a row. Different reasons though. I thought last week, our opposition beat us in the air. Had a lot of intercept marks. Tonight we were able to get the ball on the ground, but Fremantle were very good at the way they, cleaned that ball up and were able to take it out of their back half. We would have. I don't know what the stat was exactly, but we would have lost that ground ball battle in our front half by a fair bit tonight. I would say double figures. And that can come when you're not moving the ball quite as well as you can. You're making decisions through the ground that aren't necessarily helping our forward half.
And the 2 knee injuries tonight, how are they looking?
Well, I don't know exactly yet. They're both going to have scans. Again, that's a fingers crossed scenario there. You know, Wayne's probably looked a little worse than what Murph's did, but we just hope for the individual that it's nothing major, but we'll have to have a scan on it. I haven't sat down with our medical guys yet to get to the bottom of it.
Well, at the game with Mark Kenny tonight, 26 touches and 11 marks down back. How did you find his game, especially going against the Fremantle Tigers?
Yeah, it's if you're going to find some positives, you know, Mark's an Irish lad who's now, I'm not sure how many games he's played, but you know, we're talking under 30, under 20 games of footy. So he's still learning the game as such. You know, an outstanding young player back in Ireland that we were able to bring over to our footy club and give an opportunity, and he's stepping up at the moment. He's still got a fair bit to learn, and you know, he makes some mistakes, but we embrace those. We just love the way he goes about it. He's a competitor. So, you know, he's one that at the moment is playing some good footy for us.
A couple of weeks back at home now, so a good time. Gather around next week, given you're zipping through. Time to go back home.
Yeah, it's always nice to play at AO. You know, our last hit out there last weekend, we had a great matchup. You know, a good battle. Didn't quite get it done, so we'll be pretty keen to right that. Last year's gather round, it's a buzz. You know, Adelaide is an absolute buzz through this long weekend, or the weekend of footy next weekend. We got a tough matchup, so it's a Thursday night game as well. It's a big one. Short weeks are always nice when you don't perform as well as you'd like, because it's less time to sit around and stew on it. So we'll sort it out, and then we'll lick our wounds and get ready for Melbourne.
Is there an opportunity with it being gather around to use? Dave talked about the buzz. Will you feed off that buzz, or are you pulling more than that? Do you think?
Historically we've been a group, and now it's only short time, but we've been a group that have embraced it and enjoyed the big stage. At the moment, we got some work on, though. Some of that might be between the ears, just our ability to just start to believe and get back on the horse.
Very good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.